All right, so we are going to look at how to use a ratio table to help solve a problem. And when you hear that word ratio, I want you to think of a multiplicative relationship. So that means you're either using multiplication or division to help solve this problem. So we're gonna look at this problem here. It says, Mrs. Edwards baked chocolate chip cookies for her friends. Each cookie had 5 chips. So I can use this chart to help me figure out how many chips a number of cookies would have. So we can start off with 1, we'll start small. I know that if I have 1 cookie, the problem tells me there are 5 chocolate chips. So now I have to ask myself, what is gonna go into this process column? And this process will show the relationship between these 2 columns. Is it multiplication or is it division that I'm using? So I have to ask, how do I get from number of cookies to number of chips? Well, I know that 1 times 5 gets me 5. So that's gonna be my process here. I know that this is a multiplicative relationship. So 1 times 5 is 5. Let's move to 2 cookies now. If I have 2 cookies, I'm using the exact same process. 2 times 5 is 10. So I know that 2 cookies would have 10 chocolate chips. I can also use a ratio table to show a doubling strategy. If I double my 2 cookies to 4 cookies, I can double my 10 chips to 20 chips here. And the relationship works this way as well. So I can show that times 2 this way. One thing to remember is that our process column always remains the same. No matter what number I put into the side of the number of cookies, my process will always be times 5 for this problem. And that's how you do a ratio table.